Ah, this was set up so much better when I was over on Facebook. So I brought it over here because I see that a lot more people are seem to be interested. Oh, there we go. In the Poshmark dilemma. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Poshmark. Let's talk about the shipping and find out what happened. Who dropped the ball? Who wasn't communicating? So, hey, Linda, thanks for joining me over here. I'm hoping, hoping that we get a little bit more interested people. If not, I got things to do, so I can just go and do them. But present and accounted for. I'm actually watching Bethany on TikTok showing off all her stuff. I guess she's selling right now. Well, she goes to some of the thrift stores that I go. She's funny. But we discussed earlier, Linda and I were over on Facebook, and we were talking about this whole Poshmark shipping thing and going to Ground Advantage and how nobody knows what's going on. And I have to laugh. I thought about this. So here we are, we're all scrambling, we're all going nuts, we're all trying to call the phone number, we're all trying to figure out what's going on, and we're all doing this, we're all doing that. And here's one person. I called, simple as anything, ordered my boxes and my bubble wrappers, and I was like, no, you didn't. And it just reminds me, and I called her on it, and I said, that's amazing, because that's not even what they're offering. It reminds me of people who post a thread of, like the police were surrounding a house the other day, and there's that one person who will write and act as if they know what's going on and they have no clue. And then everybody falls in line with that person. So that person who said they called and ordered, no problem. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Because I know that they didn't. There's no way. The phone number wasn't working. The email, we don't really know what's happening with that. I really hope that we aren't giving out our information to who knows what. Sorry, my daughter and I were having another deep conversation on something else. So Victory Packing was actually purchased by Westrock Packaging. So why we're writing to Victory Packaging, I don't know, because it's now Westrock. And Victory Packing is the one who did all the shipping for the United States Postal Service. When you got your priority stuff, that came from Victory. Victory arranged it all, Victory packaged it, Victory sent it. But Victory is now, I think it's like Shimrock, West Rock, Shim something West Rock Packaging. And I just kind of feel, I'm sorry, I just feel like people on A, B, C, and D were not talking to each other. And somewhere along the Poshmark chain, so you like went Poshmark execs who made a great decision. I think it's a great decision to get rid of the priority to bring the price of shipping down. Great idea. Great idea. Pass it down the chain. Everyone do their job. Take care of it. Somebody call the post office. Get it arranged. Somebody call Victory Packing. Let's get a phone number. Let's do this. Okay, boom. It's out there. And then all of a sudden, nobody knows what's going on. You got a phone number that goes nowhere. Got an email that who knows where that's going. You've got people posting stuff left and right, freaking out like crazy. And, it's just, we all just need to breathe. If you are a business owner, it is nothing for you to buy your own boxes and write them off. That's what you do. It's that simple. I buy my boxes from Granger. I also get some free from eBay because I have an eBay store, but I don't get a lot, but I do get some. And I in my link tree, in my bio, that's where I get everything else. So a little part of me just kind of feels like a lot of people who are freaking out are people who do not pay taxes, who do not keep account of the records, who were very happy to use free services because they make more money. But you don't even make that little of money. Like, how much is a bag? Less than 2 cents? If you buy 1,000 bags, I'm trying to think what, I think 1,000 bags was something like $46. And the boxes that I buy, I get 25, like I just bought 25, 12 by 6 by 6 boxes. And I think that was like $11. People, just put it into the cost or write it off or do both. I think a lot of people are going to make a decision. They're either going to jump off of reselling because it's just not what they want now, or they're going to jump on the bandwagon and learn how to be a business, right? So, people, when I saw people freaking out, I didn't get it. And I had to start thinking about it. And I started thinking, if I was just, Betty Boo Wop, and I was selling things just on Poshmark, and I've got my 20 boxes in the garage that I replenish for my dolls that I sell. Oh my God, now I have to buy boxes? Where am I going to get boxes? What am I going to do about boxes? This is, and just totally like freaking out. What kind of boxes? Where can I get them? Where can I get them? I called. I'm online for 2 and 3 hours and nobody's answering them. People, oh my gosh, you're not buying gold. You're buying a box. You're buying, little poly mailers. And I know you can get better deals, like if you just look. I know this has to do from the dentist. I can feel it. I went to the dentist, folks. And you know how much crap and chemicals and blech get in your mouth and your lungs, so what do you guys think? Appreciate y'all. You mean the priority mail? No, you can't really use them, and actually it's against their, like the United States Postal Service. You can't turn them inside out anymore, because on the inside they have I think it's like priority mail, just like lined everywhere on the inside, because that used to be a thing back in the day. No, I don't think they are. I mean, they might be on these. Maybe these ones, you know how, like I buy eBay stuff from the eBay store sometimes, and it'll have like eBay, down at the corner on the Tyvek or the bubble mailers. And on the boxes, it has eBay as well. But I think, and I know people who have done it, I haven't, but they have used those boxes to send stuff to Poshmark people too. So I don't think they're going to be. Oh, yeah, I know that if it's plain brown, they don't care. I don't even think it has to be brown. If ground advantage, they can't really control that. It's just print out that label and poof it on there. The only thing you can't do with that label is put it on priority or what's the other one? Like flat mail. Is that what it's called? But I can't wait to clean out my I have so many boxes out there, and I'm just gonna gather them all up and put them in there. And on the priority mail boxes, you cannot do that. No, that won't fly with the post office. No, in fact, if I'm not 100% positive, but I know you can be fined for doing that. So Oh, used boxes. Like what markings? Like if I use something from Granger, and I got a box from Granger and they want me to scratch all Granger stuff out. I mean, the post office isn't going to get me for that, so I don't know how they could or how they would even know. But I try not to have them as backup boxes like from Target or, Amazon. That might be one they don't like. So I don't know why. I don't know what it would have to do with anything. Because a lot of times those barcodes, like on the eBay boxes, just have to do with the box. Is that on their site? The help site where it talks about? Let's go there. My daughter sent me, we talk a lot. Okay, I'm a liar. Yeah, I don't understand what that would have to do with anything. I mean, you don't have to block that out for anything else, and how would they even know? The post office is not going to be like, Poshmark, Soho Posh didn't mark off the thing, so. Well, I think somebody needs to get a hold of Poshmark, and I think they need somebody to get, what do I want to say? They need help. Because they're just like, so much is being said and going on. Facts. Oh, I'm trying to get to the facts thing, but it won't let me. Okay, Poshmark. Oh, man. Oh, I think that I saw that. Oh, I saw that. I'm trying to remember where I saw that, how it works. How do I bundle? How do I upgrade my shipping? How do I ship my item once sold? It is so difficult to find anything. They're effective. Boom. There, I found it. But this doesn't have it. So actually, yeah, 9/9 they came out. And starting October 12th, the United States Postal Service will charge a $5 fee for using priority mail packaging. And that fee will be deducted from your redeemable balance. We want to assure you that United States Postal Service is stocked with Ground Advantage packaging. We are actively working with USPS to improve the phone experience after reports of long wait times and confusion. And then they give the 800 number and they tell you what to do. It's so sad. I mean, honestly, that price, that beats some of my, I know. Ha, ha, ha. I'm glad you're working so closely with them. So it says they're doing it because the industry, the United States Postal Service, said that there was going to be a wide range rate increase on priority shipping. So, but I don't see that, and I know that it was there. listen, just in case you all want to know, 1-800-610-8734. Good luck with that. But you can call that number and then they will give you USPS Poshmark at victorypacking.com. So those are the only two connections you have to your free Ground Advantage stuff. But I don't see any more of those. I don't see the pictures anymore. And they were there, and they are not there now. Yeah, I'm not scratching anything out. I remember seeing that though, and it made sense, but I don't think that it was like scratching everything out. I'm trying to remember what exactly it was, but I can't at this point. So, but I just don't think that it warranted the crazies that everybody kind of went nuts about. Again, the only thing that I think is that people were so used to just getting away with just making money that they didn't have to put out any money. And now they're being required to maybe put out money because this just isn't working real well for them right yet. So I think it'll eventually turn around, but yeah, I saw it, but I can't remember. I remember seeing it and going, that makes sense. But I can't remember why I thought that. And now I can't even see it. And I don't know if I could, I don't know. Let's see about images. You know, I'm surprised at the amount of people that don't know about this yet and how shocked they're going to be. Yeah, I can't even find it now doing a search for it. I wonder if it's something that they took down, because I don't even see it now doing a search. But it's so funny now. I'm seeing a lot of like Poshmark and plain brown envelopes and boxes. When I do a search now, it's kind of funny. Not funny, funny. So, but a lot of people, those people who are not connected to other resellers, those ones that are out there on their own, are going to find a big shock. Although when you do go into Poshmark now, it does have a tiny, well, mine doesn't now, but it did have like a tiny little ribbon across the front that said effective September 12th. But let me see. Yeah, now it's not there either. But maybe because I already saw it. Oh, people. Let me go to my closet. Nope. It's not even on the news page. Like, if I was somebody who didn't know anything, you should get there now. I think that this is going to help boost sales a lot. Hold on, let me turn this light on. If I can reach it. There. I think it's going to help boost sales a lot on Poshmark. I just think that it's going to take a little bit. You know, I sell on Mercari, and I maybe sell 5 things a month, and it brings me in an extra $100 to $200. And sometimes I think to myself, is this even worth it posting over there? But, you know, that's an extra $100, $200. So yeah, I guess it is worth it. You know, that's $100 more, whatever I wouldn't have had. So. So at the top of my news, it says, Lisa, you gored a shot at 500 in Posh credit. List your pre-loved treasure this fall for a chance to win. Go now. Gourd. I gored. I don't know what that means. So what we know is after September 12th, don't change. Don't keep, do change, and don't ship priority anymore. I bet it is scored a shot, gourd, Gourd. That bothers me. Because they really just, Poshmark dropped the ball on this, man. To me, it just reminded me of a bunch of people who have day jobs who decided they would do this at the last minute and put somebody in charge to talk to the post office, and they didn't do well. It's a great move. It's a great move. But it just wasn't planned. Wasn't projected well at all. Poshmark, come on. And they assure us that their boxes, where we don't know, and how we're going to get them, we don't know that either. I believe there probably are boxes in a warehouse somewhere. I believe that. I don't think Poshmark kind of went into this blindly and on the 9th just decided to do this. I'm sure there are boxes that are made. It's just the communication that really, really got lost. So it's sad. It is sad. But they, I think eventually, once everybody calms down, once they get a moment to regroup, because you probably have different countries and different people working on this, and communication was dropped somewhere along the way. Or that the boxes are legit. I don't think the post office is going to care. I really don't. I think that unless there's a code on these boxes from Poshmark, would be the only way that Poshmark could be notified if they were being used in a different way. But eBay doesn't care if you use your boxes to send to Poshmark. Nobody cares, even if it has eBay on it. And I'm not going to worry about scratching eBay off. If a doll only fits in my one box, it's going. My throat is so dry. Sorry. But I know that the clerks have no clue. The supervisors don't have a clue. They actually think it's funny, and they think hilarious that we think the post office would give us boxes. They really do. They find it funny because they just couldn't imagine that happening. I don't know. I don't know what it would cost for Poshmark to do this. So it's going to be interesting. But I can't find that. But Victory Packing is now, did I lose it? I think I did. Yeah, because I even put Poshmark boxes free. I put in blacking out Poshmark boxes, blacking out code. And I agree. I don't know where I saw it at either, but it's not on the Poshmark site now, so. But I think if everybody just relaxes and everybody goes and buys some boxes, it's okay. It'll be okay. And everybody can just relax and everything will go on as normal, and eventually things will be okay. You know? It's just people kind of got like, whew. Yeah, because I'm on the blog post and it doesn't have anything about it. Posh Fest. That's what. Yeah, I just don't think that they don't communicate with the clerk people very well. And you know what? And in all honesty, do the clerk people really have, a post office email? They probably don't. But the old-fashioned way, stick it on the door on a piece of paper to let people know what's going on. Let me go to this. I'm trying to find it. I'm still trying to find it. Okay. Oh, well, this is something new. So, the box name. Ground Advantage Box 1 is 12 1/4 by 12 by 8 1/2. Ground Advantage Box 2 is 14 7/8 by 7 3/8 by 5 1/4. Ground Advantage Padded Poly Envelope 1 is 12 1/2 by 9 1/2. And the minimum quality is 25 25, 10 of those. Ground Advantage Poly Envelope 14 1/2 by 20 envelope. Can go to 10 of those. And then Ground Advantage Paper Cushion Mailer 2, 14 by 17. You can order 50 of those. So those are what you can get. Here is what you saw. Okay, so no, Linda. So what it is, I don't know how to explain. So basically, if you're going to reuse a box that has a label, they're only asking you to totally get rid of the label. Like you can tear it off. You have the label, and sometimes you have that warning, whether it's contains a battery or something like that. They don't want you to just scratch it out, and leave. I wonder if I could show it to you. I can't share my screen. Let me see. Can we see it? Whoop, whoop. There we go. So they're just saying that take all the label off, make it look like this. And if you're going to black it out like that. There's nothing about the UPC code or anything. It's just if there are other labels, they're just asking it to be clean. Probably so that it looks like a standard. So, no, it's just the labels. They don't want stay. Like if you buy something from Target and it's a toy that has a battery, which looks like what that is. They just want you to completely remove that label. They don't want just little shreds of white around it. Personally, what I would do is just put my new label over top of that label. And if it has the other little sticker on it that says, flammable or contains batteries, they just want it removed. So, no, that's all. It isn't like everything. That's all. That's where I saw it. So that's if you reuse a box. So you're good. You don't have to worry about everything. But I sure wish. Guess I'm going to have to write them again and maybe do it better. Yeah. So it's not that bad. But we could do it right now. We could do another order. As we speak. What do y'all think? I think what I would do is just copy. Can I copy these? Instead of, I guess I would get them all right now. Paste. Boom. Look at that. Paul Mitchell. I sent one yesterday, but I didn't have the specifics. I just told them I needed some boxes and some, because I didn't have these measurements. And now that we have these measurements, it's like way better. So now I can say I need, and I didn't know how many I could order of anything. So most likely they ignored my email. I'm assuming that they would. I don't know. But now we know the quantity that we can order. We know the box sizes. We have an email. We still have a phone number, but it doesn't really work well. So right now, I probably would order all of them. I don't like the poly envelope. I don't like the, let me look at the packaging. So this is box number 1. That's box number 2. So one of these is a poly mailer. So one is a padded poly. Kind of cool, maybe for purses. The other is a poly envelope. And then you have the paper cushioned. So what I will do is, like, do we all have the information where to get this from? So hold on. So you want to go to, that's a lot. You want to go to the blog post on Poshmark, and then it's going to give you the link. And if you go to the link, it's going to show you the packages. It now has the sizes of the packages and what's available, and the minimum quality and how you can order them by 25s, by 10s, whatever. Oh, and it even says standard brown boxes and padded envelopes that you have around the house can also be used. Please be sure to remove or cover up any previous labels prior to shipping. So it's just labels, so. All right. Would have been so nice if this had come out on the 9th when they told everybody they were doing this, you know. And I don't know about Victory Packing. It was bought by, what was it bought by? Westcott Packaging. So that is who is going to ship these out to us. So it's going to be interesting. So I didn't send it yet. I'm going to wait till I'm done here because I need to really think about the boxes that I need and quantity. And I don't want to be greedy and take 1,000 boxes when they're just starting this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to estimate like how many boxes I need a month and how many mailers I need a month. And maybe I'll just double that. But I don't want to freak out and buy 1,000 of these when they have so much going on right now and everybody freaking out. So it'll be interesting. Just think, and we lived through this wonderful time of all of this. So I think that about wraps it up. I don't have much more to say. I think it's a great move by Poshmark. I think it brings the prices down. It makes them actually, I mean, honestly, it's cheaper to buy things from me on Poshmark now than it would be for eBay, because some of my coats and my jeans, I have them, my shipping is more than $6.93. So no, I doubt highly anyone is going to be writing us back. I honestly think people will, once they start doing this the correct way, and you know, like I want 50 Ground Advantage box 1s and 2 and whatever. I think that they're just going to show up. According to the Victory Packing website, they they promised delivery of the original priority boxes within a day or two. But we know that all fell through, and sometimes you got them, sometimes you didn't. So I don't know. I only know is that at the packaging company, somebody's making some buku bucks, some overtime happening, I hope. All right, so just to recap, it looks like Poshmark is getting it together, and they're letting us know the type of boxes, what we can order, how to order it. Be patient, give grace, go buy some mailers. You're going to need them anyway for backup. You want to always have a backup. Get your old priority mail stuff together, take it to your local post office and leave it there nicely. And because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, about 10 bundles of shipping boxes of priority that'll be going back. And I might keep a couple, because every once in a while you get that product that, it just is going to be cheaper by priority, but that's it. All right, everybody. I think it's a great move. Poorly executed, but a great move. And Poshmark will get it together. And tomorrow is Posh Fest, so you probably want to watch that. And bye, Linda. Probably want to watch Posh Fest and probably get more information about it. So I'm going to talk to you guys later, and you guys have a great night. I'm going to calm my throat. Talk to you later. Bye.